There is no perfect 10 when counting fingers or toes, because growing up, the milkman had 4 in his left hand, but he still arrived on time with the most wholesome carton of milk you could ever find. And with the efficiency he delivered it to our front door, I figured he would sit in the figure 4 and grab on the cow's udder like he used to with his own mother's breast. And at that moment, no hand would be deemed 1 finger less to do the best job ever done under the sun. I also knew a cousin that couldn't read or write a single line. She was a perfect 10 and a 0 at the same time. Those invested in her perfect behind treated her body like a shrine, while her teachers would mark her absent from any decent futures, as if her facial features would someday fall out of place and the world would demand more than a lap dance, as if it was her calling to be beautiful for a limited time, and that anything outside of that paradigm, then she would have to learn how to perfect her O's and R's. So the world deemed her entirely perfect for something she silently wished wasn't her cross to bear. And on the other end of that spectrum, no matter how hard she tried to learn, her teachers acted like she wasn't even there. Just an imperfect perfection. An African kid caught in a matrix, darting the pendulum of rejection while the world keeps track of her body count, not concerned at all if she could count to 10. Because we live in a world that insists on crystal clear math, addicted to everything having to make sense down to the perfect digit. But if our days are really numbered, how come we don't know the exact date when the Grim Reaper visits? Who gets to decide what and who's an improper fraction in the grand scheme of things? Fitting into these boxes got us choosing caskets while still living, planning in advance for the oohs and ahs from the neighbors, like the most perfect wedding with death, spending our last millionth of a cent left to look like we still could come back for 1 more complimentary breath, fixing the kinks in our hair as if our ancestors ever had clippers. Planning way ahead for the Grim Reaper when we should just be alive. Becoming number 1 zeros, trying to round everything up to the nearest 10 when you could be that perfect 4. Milking the cow for all it's worth, letting the beauty within you outdo the outside, because the anagram for perfect is prefect, and no one needs 2 big brothers watching over them all the time. Thank you.